last episode, we heard old Waylon say,
Next!
"Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, welcome back to Waylon Wire's Old Iron." You know, between the fire, the Dojelac burning up back first part of May, I think May the 9th was my last video. Yeah, so it was right after that, like the next day or two, that the Dojelac caught on fire. But between the Dojelac burning and trying to keep that little Subaru Brat on the road, it's been kind of taking one step forward and three back all summer, all spring and all summer. Finally starting to make little strides forward, some little short strides, not real big, long ones, but kind of moving forward a little bit. And last spring, when I started walking to the bottom of this canyon and back and losing all that weight, I put this app on my phone, and it tells you how many steps you're taking and how far you walk, and you can check it any time, and it's pretty accurate. Now, how does it know if I'm taking little bitty steps or big old long strides? You know, I don't know. But betwixt all them satellites zeroing in on you and this GPS and everything, it's pretty accurate. It knows what you're doing. Big brothers are watching. So the other day I checked it, and at the end of the day, I had walked 2.5 miles just weed eating and weed spraying here on this property. So that gives you kind of an idea. There's a lot of maintenance around here, but now in spite of that, in spite of everything, in spite of myself, I was able to make finally a step forward on a project that's been it's been lying in wait for a long time. So I'm pretty happy about that. Let's take a look.
Hey, welcome to Rat Rodding. My name's Waylon Wire, and don't ever do what we do here on this channel.
All right, today's task at hand is, let me tell you what the problem is. Back in behind this tumbler, there's a little plastic gear. Pushes a little rod down, that's what makes this thing start. But it won't, well, I moved it a little bit to get it to start. It wouldn't start at all. You could turn the key and it wouldn't start. So I put a little toggle switch on it here, and just temporary until I could get around to this fix. Well, it starts, but it doesn't come back. Shut that off so you can hear me. Because I moved it to catch a gear. The gear is stripped off where it's supposed to be, and I moved it forward so it would catch one tooth and it will start, but it doesn't come back far enough to shut the power off, so it'll drain the battery. And anyway, that was just temporary setup, and I wanted to fix it, and I'm gonna fix it. But in order to get to that little gear, you have to take the column out and take it all apart, and you get in there. You can't just pull this tumbler out and then get to that gear. Oh, no, you got to take all the guts out of it. And yeah, it's quite a chore. So I ordered a little kit. There it is. That's that little gear I was talking about. That's that little rod that when you twist that, it pushes that rod down. And that's what starts the truck. But before my friend Webb came to see me, I had ordered this, and I was gonna pull that column out and dig into it, take it all apart. But he brought me this column, and it's the correct one. It's not the correct one in the sense that it has this shifter, this little shift lever on it, which mine, of course, this old truck began life with a 4-speed in it many years ago. I've had this truck since 1986, and we kept having clutches go out. There's something misaligned. Every year we'd had California clutch go out in this thing, and it got to be so we just, the last time it went out, pushed the clutch to the floor, and what happened was I sheared that bolt off. There's that bell crank that runs between the frame, pivots on a little ball, and it runs from the frame over to the bell housing. And the clutch something was misaligned. The throwout bearing would stick on the input shaft on that sleeve that the throwout bearing slides on. It would bind up on there, and I pushed the clutch down so hard I sheared that bolt off of the frame, that little ball on it that bell crank pivots on. So I don't know, we put 2 or 3 clutches in the thing, and it just kept going out. The last time it went out, we were headed home from California. We were on a grafting job down there doing this big vineyard job, and we were headed home, and I remember pushing the clutch into the floor, and it just stayed on the floor, and nobody even said anything. It was me and Mike Reed and Jason Davis, and we just looked at each other and shrugged our shoulders, and I started the thing up in first gear, and you know, just power shifted it and drove it all the way home from California to Washington without clutch. And just no big deal, you know. Started in compound low and then just shifted out without clutch. Really not a problem. So after putting up with that for 2 or 3 years, I was on a plane headed to California to book a job, look at a job, book some work, and the guy that was working with me at the time, Mike Reed, he was taking care of some things here while I was gone, and when I came home, this thing had a Turbo 400 in it and a Hurst slapstick, and it's been there ever since. And that was over 30 years ago, 35 years ago or so, however long I've had this thing. I'd only had it 2 or 3 couple years when that happened. So that old Hurst slapstick it's getting wore out now. Not the shift mechanism, but just the housing. This is all plastic, and so it's kind of busted out here, and it's just old, you know. But it's still, that shifter has never failed me. Good job, Mike Reed. And the clutch is still on the floor. It's right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me get a light, because that's worth yeah, 30 some years that clutch has been sitting right there. Y'all see that? There it is, right there. That's right where it went, and that's right where it stayed, and that's where it's going to stay. But anyway, that's what's going on. That gear's stripped out in there, and since Webb was so kind to bring me this column, since you have to pull the column out anyway, well, I'm just going to switch columns, and I'll just pull that pin out of that thing and take that lever off there, and you know, that'll be fine. There's the only thing original on this truck now anyway is the cab. it's been wrecked and burned up and all kinds of stuff. It's had body work and paint job, and since it got wrecked, it's got all new fenders and a different hood, and that's about the 3rd hood it's had on it. But yeah, that's the deal. I'm gonna start digging into this thing and see what it's gonna take to get that column out of there. The steering wheel, but it's all gummy. It's just soft and gummy, and it's just black and nasty, and I'm going to yeah, I don't know what happened. It's like it's kind of halfway melted or something. I don't know what happens to make them do that, but I'm going to use my steering wheel. So I got a good steering wheel. I was just trying to clean it up so I can handle it, but I guess I'll just go ahead and pull it off of there. That's probably the thing to do. And old Webb, bless his heart, man, he put that those zip ties on there so we wouldn't lose the keys. That's pretty cool. It comes with the keys. That's a good deal. All right, I'm gonna do something, even if it's wrong. What's that all about?
writer's joke.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that nut on there a little bit until I make sure all my wires are unplugged and everything else is loose, so this thing don't fall on my head or something. Okay, I can't say that it was easy, but it's fairly simple. You know what I mean? It wasn't easy, but it's pretty simple. You just unplug the wires and you know, there's 5 bolts and a little plate there on the inside of the cab that covers this rubber piece here. These 2 that bolt up, and a little bracket that goes around on the outside. So, although it's kind of difficult, it's simple. So, I guess I'll just pop that other one right back in there. Why not? See, this thing needs to be replaced. I don't know what's going on here. We've lost a bearing or something. Maybe this rubber is supposed to be up in there. Maybe that's not rubber. Yeah, that's a little bearing of some kind. So that has popped out, and apparently it's been that way a long time. So there we have it. I guess there's nothing left to do but just stab the other one right back in there, start hooking it all back up. So that's what I'll commence to doing. I'm gonna go ahead and take this little thing off. This is your selector for your gears on a automatic on the column. That's to select your prenundle, park, neutral, drive, low, all that stuff. The cable pulls your selector around, I guess, as I understand it. Well, I guess we'll just reverse the process. At least we got a good bearing in the bottom of that one. That's good. You know what I'm gonna up and gone and went and did was, I'm gonna clean these splines up because, yeah, I'm gonna clean them up and put some lube on there, some kind of slick 'em goodie, my dad would say. And just might make things a little bit easier down the road, you know. When I start to stab this thing, it just might help a little bit, because there's a lot of dirt in there. Come on. I'm gonna climb up in here with it. Right on in here. It is starting to go. I got her in the splines. Just need to suck it down in there a little further. Oh, she's being stubborn. I think I've got it lined up so that bolt will go through there, but come on. Yeah, she's going. I'm gonna go tap on the other end of it, I guess. Tell me when it's far enough. Did that do it? No, no more. Okay, you guys holler big and loud now when I get it just right. How's that look? Come on, you guys, talk to me. Well, that looks pretty good, don't it? See if that bolt will slip in there. Oh, look at that. Something tells me that's not the original bolt, but it's got a square head on it, so it fits in that square head fits in the square hole, so it'll be all right. I didn't know that bearing was shot or slipped out of the housing or whatever was wrong on that old one, but this is a good deal to get a whole different column that's in good condition. You guys go change the battery in this camera. And I'll just keep on here and tighten that up while you're doing that. Awful nice of y'all to stop by and help me today. It's it's a quarter till 2 in the morning. But it's just stinking hot during the daytime. I mean, it's hot right now too, but it's worse in the daytime. Yeah. Oh, we're cooking with gas now. How am I doing, guys? Can you see it? Because I'm working by braille here. Should have lubed that up a little too. Don't go in any darn how. I like this old truck. I know how to work on this old truck. Once they get a computer in them, I don't like working on them anymore. I really didn't intend to do all this tonight. I didn't start on this thing until, oh man, what time was it? It was late in the day. Figured I'd pull the column out and put it back in tomorrow, but now it already is tomorrow. And I may as well just keep going because it's going pretty good. Okay, we're buttoned up on the outside. Let's go in the cab now and see what we can do. I can get my big old bitey out of here. We're getting there. I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key. I think we should get together and try them on to see. Some people say I do alright for a girl. La da 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 da. I tell you what, people have more fun than anybody, don't they? Well, I'm gonna tidy up some wires and get rid of that. That was a temporary switch. I'll get rid of that and run a real wire to the coil. I'm gonna put the steering wheel on next, I guess. Come on, boy. Come on. Please. Work with me. Well, as y'all can probably tell, I'm just a bit fond of this old truck. Having known it since 1986, well, it's just like an old friend. So, bear with me while I do just one more walk around. check it out. Where two or more square bodies are gathered together, an old redneck shall be in their midst. You know, earlier in the video, I talked about the guy that put a Turbo 400 in this red truck while I was in California that time on a business trip. And the other day, I bumped into his nephew, and I had not seen Corey since he was a kid, I guess. But I'm really excited that our paths have crossed again, and I'm looking forward to reconnecting with Mike, the guy that did this transmission. I hope you'll give me a call soon. Anyway, I want you to take a look at some of the stuff that Corey does. It's amazing. He does amazing work. Check this out, guys. This is awesome.
That's my wife, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. I'm an old friend of the family. And I mean old. Wow, I love the spider web. Man, Corey, this is some nice work, buddy.
Thank you.
Got a couple more over here.
Yeah.
Here, take pictures of these two while you're at it then.
Here's a trophy. I've made quite a few rat rod trophies for different car shows. One time they had one in Quincy, and I made the trophy for it. And I hauled it down there, and Kermit hauled it back. And we went down together.
Coming this fall to a YouTube channel near you, The Dirty Dozen.
Tune in next time and hear old Waylon say, well, this old boy's been sitting out here, I don't know, a couple years. Wonder if he'll start. Okay, guys, that's it for this one. I want to tell you how grateful I am that you would take time out of your busy day to watch my silly little old video. And if you just do me one favor before you go, it won't cost you anything. Just go ahead and smash that like button, and that would help me out quite a bit. And I sure do appreciate you. We'll see you next time out here on Waylon Wire's Old Iron.